This is not for air.
No, because I remember when I first started here, this was like the topic of conversation for like 4 days on the show.
It was.
Okay.
It was. And I was hoping that we had moved on from it, Gina. I try to forget that happened.
Did you barf in the sink?
It's Gregory, it's Gina.
Hi.
And Sammy and
Hello.
Seabass. And we got Board in here helping us hold things down. Gina, what were you saying about your nails?
Dude.
And you said they look weird. They look no different to me.
Well, you kind of can't tell in this light, but if you go outside, they're bright orange on the inside and like a chipped red on the outside. And I don't know who's going to feel me on this or who's going to just think I'm a sucker, which I am. But I can't speak up. I can't do it at haircuts. I can't do it at nail appointments. I just got my nails done. They're too long. I didn't say anything. I said, can I have like a candy apple red, for the end of summer? Oh, yes. Oh, no, candy apple red. And she does her thing. And she puts on an electric neon orange, like offensive, ugly. Oh, yes, you like? And yeah, thank you. And anyone else would have been like, oh, wait, stop. Actually, I was hoping to do a little more red. But not me. I just watch it the whole time. My stomach drops. I'm paying a lot of money for these.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately get in my car, go to the drugstore, get the red I want, hastily paint them over. They look like dog-ish, and this is what you get for not speaking up.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I can't do it. Haircuts, I can't do it. While I'm seeing them do the bad cut, I can't stop them. I don't know what I'm afraid of.
I get it with haircuts because once they start, they
Yeah.
What are you
What's
gonna
to
do?
be done?
But with nails, it's like you said, you just kind of wipe it off and start over.
Seabass. And I go, do you have, like, I want a candle. Yes, I know exactly. And then does the wrong color. So it's like an F you to me. And I can't, like, she's too scary and too Russian. And I can't do anything about it. So, like, Greg, I feel like you might be the kind of person that would be in my boat.
I'm totally in your boat when it comes to haircuts. I have had my haircut outside the home twice in the last 11 years. And both times, because Mario cuts my hair.
Amazing.
The last 2 times I went, I looked in the mirror when they were done. And in my head, I'm thinking, are you effing kidding me?
Yeah.
Did you close your eyes while doing this? Like I want it short and tapered in the back. They left like a shelf. It had a line. One time they didn't even rinse it first. They just grabbed clippers, started going. It looked like a blind disabled person did it.
No offense to blind disabled people.
Right. I love you guys. You're the best. You're like the nicest people in the world. And then I just say, oh, thank you. And then
pay full price for the tip.
Here's your tip and here's the money.
And
then I go
tip.
home and say, Mario, I need you to fix this.
Same.
And he'll do it. Or I'll just wear a hat for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
And then the other time is big ticket items, getting stuff redone at the house. We had
Yes.
the bedroom floors redone, put wood floors in. Thank God Mario's not a wimpy mouse like I am. Because we walked in the day they laid the floors, they were half done with them. And I walked in and I thought, God, these are really squeaky.
Yeah.
They didn't use enough of the glue that
Right.
you're supposed to put down first. Mario got home, took one step and said, nope, called them up and said, I need you to rip these out and start over.
I could never.
Then the next day we came home, the whole room had been finished. They were still there. I walked across the room and envisioned where the bed was going to go. And where did it squeak this time? Right as you're walking to one side of the bed and right on the other side of the bed. And I said to him, it's not that big of a deal.
It's only
We'll
been 20
live with
years.
this.
Right. How often do we walk to bed back and forth and hear the squeaks? And he said, no, it will drive me crazy. Had them rip them out again.
Oh.
And I could never do
I
that.
could never.
And I've had stuff done in my backyard with mega jobs like redoing retaining walls. Hated the way they did it. And I said, all right, let me just write you a check. Because I just want them to leave.
Exactly. How much will it take for me to get you off my property?
Right. Just leave, even though everything is wrong and I'm spending my life savings on this project.
And I feel like you and I are on one side of this fence while Sammy and Seabass are like, you guys are absolute pusses.
No, I was like you guys for a long time until it started where I had something done at my house. It was just like a TaskRabbit or something who came over to mount something on the wall, and they centered it to something different than where I wanted it centered to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so it looked really weird, and I'm sitting there watching them do it the whole time, and I didn't say anything the whole time, and I hated it, and they left, and then I was sending pictures to like everyone I knew, right? Being like, this looks weird, right? Should I call her back? I don't know. And I talked to one of my friends who did sort of TaskRabbit type stuff like that for people, and they were like, say something in the moment. They want you to be happy. Call her back, but also like say it while they're doing it. So I felt really bad, and I did call her to come
drilled
back.
into your wall. It
Yeah,
might
I
be too
know.
late.
No, it wasn't. I mean, you have to do whatever spackle.
Just patch
it
And,
up.
yeah.
Right.
But she came back and fixed it, but I felt so bad because it's always like, why didn't you just say something? And I'm
Did you
like,
pay her again?
No. I don't think I
they were
did.
fixing the original
Right,
show.
exactly. You don't pay him again for that.
Yeah, I probably would be more like, quite frankly, like a Gina with home stuff because it's such a big thing. But I had this conversation with a woman she's got like an old, like her grandmother's house that she inherited, and she's getting it remodeled completely.
Mm-hmm.
And she said everything's a problem, which it always is in these sort of things.
Right.
And my thought to her, when I know this has been proposed but no one's ever figured it out, is how do we have how can someone create a system where it's checks and balances? Because with stuff like this, it's a contractor here, a TaskRabbit guy there, a flooring person here. There's no lack of a better word, a Walmart where there's a standard product, standard procedure.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You get and good customer service where you're getting people to come back and checks along the way. And I guess people have tried to have, all-in-one sort of service, but it doesn't take.
No.
Yeah.
I guess the work's too spread out. There's too many individual variables.
Right.
Every house is different.
There's nothing objective about it.
Right.
So we just need to grow a pair and, join the adults.
Yeah, I've done that with mobile car washes where I thought, I'll give that a try. Woody recommended that. And then I go out and I think, God, I could have done a better job half asleep. And, it looks great. Thanks. How much do I owe you? Please just go.
Yeah.
Because I hate confrontation.
All right, we're going to have to get better at that.
All right. I forgot to tell you what's coming up today, so we'll do that later. Let's take a break. It is The Woody Show. Good morning, everybody.
Hi.
Good morning.
It's Greg and Gina and
Hello.
Sammy and
Hello.
Seabass. We got Borton here because Woody and Menace are not here today. They are off at something called Morning Show Boot Camp.
Which sounds
is
like an exercise thing.
It does. It's
And
an,
when you
is
go
not.
there and look around, these people don't exercise.
They run away from exercise.
now, Seabass, have you gone to Morning Show
the
Boot Camp?
first year that I was on the show, some 10 years ago, I went to Morning Show Boot Camp. I guess it would have been, they've never done 37 of these, so that would have
Damn.
been 27 with Woody because I was the new producer or whatever, and he wanted to bring me around. And I was thinking about, and I've never gone back since because I told him it was a waste of 3 days and we could have done. Now, that being said, it's a trade show for radio. It's meet and greet and, all the bosses from around the country. This is a good thing for Woody to go to because as a syndicated show, they'll know of us, but it's different between talking to a guy face to face. That's why they have trade shows.
Right.
You can look at anything on the internet, but it's different in person, and I fully support that. For Woody, makes total sense.
And he's very good at networking, saying hi to people.
I've always said he'd be a great salesman, car sale. Like he's when it comes to like stuff like that, he's very personable, loves chatting.
Definitely.
Perfect for him. For me, it's a waste of time because you don't learn anything. It's like I think Greg had just said a while ago. It's great if you want to get into the radio business. If you're 23, 24,
you're
25,
young and green.
Yeah, you're maybe what Morgan was a few years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Many
Before
years ago.
Morgan aged out of everything because she's all old.
But now, so I was thinking about that angle of it. Yeah, if you're young and you want to say, "Oh, hey, I do this one bit. My name's Morgan, and I ask girls if they shave their pubes." Do you want to hire me for your show? And maybe move up to be a co-host somewhere that has an opening. But I was thinking about that, and I had a kind of a sad thought. Not only for myself but for Morgan. Like, no one wants to do that anymore. There's not. 10, 12, 15, 20 years ago. Sure, if you wanted to get into entertainment business or broadcasting, that's where you'd go. I doubt there are any 23-year-olds here looking, because what do? You get on TikTok.
Yeah, that's true. Because back in the day, I'm just trying to think of my early days, we did anything we could basically just to get into the station, and then to get on the air was almost impossible.
Oh, yeah.
Many people had to die or get very ill for you to get the third position of a maybe I will call you if we need you to fill in for somebody.
Because they can't create a second morning show because there aren't 2 different stations.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So right now, you just handle the sticker stops, and we'll let you know if we need you for anything else.
Right. And it was a huge deal to get the job
Of course.
to begin with. And then as time went on, I noticed there was this one station I worked for in San Francisco. If you were a good-looking woman, you got the job.
Hell yeah.
You didn't need experience. And I was convinced that our program director just went to the mall, found somebody he liked, and said, "Hey, do you want a radio show?"
And she's like, "Wait, what kind of predators is this?"
Exactly.
You know what, Greg? It's funny you say that because there were multiple girls on a panel last year at Morning Show Boot Camp who did get hired from being at the mall.
Stop it right
And then
now.
to the old timers like me, it was, like I said, many people had to die for there just to be an opening for you to maybe be considered as the fifth guy that might fill in for somebody.
And so that's one sad part of morning show, new radio hiring. The other sad part is they're just firing everybody. So there's just fewer jobs.
Yeah.
So
There's
there are people, there's
Less
fewer
pieces of the pie.
Exactly. There's fewer jobs to be had.
Well, here's something else that's really sad on a personal level. You said, kids do this and, you want to get in on the ground floor. The only time I was ever even invited to boot camp was 2015 when I was somehow awarded one of the Rising Star Awards.
Ooh.
And I have the crystal beautiful trophy, and it's so very nice. Here's the thing. I had already been in radio for 11 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at this
And
young
I was
buck.
just like, I was like, this is sad. I mean, dare I tell them? Or, but that's how hard you have to work. You just keep, dodging all these obstacles that come at you and all these, stations that flip formats, and you just keep staying one step ahead of the boulder. And then you go to boot camp and you tell war stories with everybody you know.
I mean, I
Right.
know infinity times more people that have failed out or just burned out of radio than I do know of anybody who's gone on to the next level. Can you think of since maybe Jimmy Kimmel? Since Ryan Seacrest?
that graduated from
Carson
radio.
Daly?
Carson
to
Daly.
something huge.
Those are the last names
Those are them.
that were radio guys.
Well, we got Rai.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Ryan Seacrest. That was late 90s.
Yeah.
Kimmel was late 90s.
Carolla.
True.
Adam Carolla was late 90s.
Right.
Like guys who were radio people that went on.
That went on to bigger.
It's a little different in sports talk radio because a lot of those guys they'll put them on because you have to fill 24/7 on ESPN and Fox Sports.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's so
a
and
different
so.
animal.
That's true. And then you kind of make that natural progression.
Like a
they'll
Colin
just
Cowherd.
kind of
Right.
televise what they're doing anyway.
Right. But think about even in that medium, the big star now, Pat McAfee. Yes, he was a kicker. So whatever that's worth.
Yeah.
But that's just a YouTube show. That was a Barstool Sports show. That wasn't radio.
But in general, conventions, cons, whatever they're called these days,
Yeah.
they are useful for people who are looking for a goal, right?
Right. So Woody's goal, besides getting us different stations who might be interested, would be he's got to be and have his nose out there for the next R.I.P. Greg.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
right. Any day
Rex
now.
Morgan, 'cause
Greg.
All right. I mean, let's face facts.
Yeah.
I'm living on borrowed time.
Nice knowing you.
This is not a slam. That's just a fact of the matter.
Yeah.
That's
Of
the way
course.
things are.
Yeah.
But the other thing about conventions, and this famously happens at the radio show Morning Boot Camp,
Yeah.
is the drinking is off the charts,
Oh, yes, it is.
and that's every convention,
And
but
it's so fun.
especially this one.
Well, Sammy, you have a pretty dark story from too much drinking at boot camp, do you not?
I do. Gina, why would you bring that up right
Because
now?
it's one of my favorite stories.
So is Gina pulling a Woody where it was like an off the show
No,
conversation?
this was not. No,
This is not for air.
No, because I remember when I first started here, this was like the topic of conversation for like 4 days on the show.
It was. It
Okay.
was. And I was hoping that we had moved on from it, Gina. I try to forget that happened.
Did you barf in the sink?
No.
She
I just am like the
wishes.
worst friend ever. I wish I barfed everywhere in front of everybody. I wish that happened.
Let's just put it this way. She overslept a very important milestone for somebody else's life because she got so wasted at boot camp.
Okay, first of all, it wasn't because I got so wasted, but yes, I did go out drinking when I was not planning on drinking. I was planning on going to bed and not going out, and then I did go out, and I should not have because I set my alarm for PM instead of
I
AM,
recall that.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
and I was supposed to help my friend propose that morning, and so I was going like his girlfriend, now fiance, was somewhere else and he was going to meet up with her. So I was going to drive him to be there. Also, take video and pictures
Right.
and whatever. And then that way they can drive back in the same car. They had another thing planned after. And I did not wake up. He drove himself. I woke up to a lot of missed calls. They are happily engaged. I saw them
Yeah,
last weekend.
it
They're
worked
getting married
out.
in October, but I am just the worst friend of all
You
time.
really are.
I know.
well,
You
there's
are.
something
You were
to be
supposed to video
said.
that.
Thanks, boot camp.
But there's something to be said for setting your alarm for PM instead of AM, not just being like, I don't know, we could have had a stampede through here. I wouldn't have woken up.
Right.
So give yourself an
And
inch
the
of
other
grace.
problem too is when you're in the hotel, it's the dark shades
Oh,
too.
the
So you
best.
wake up in a panic and you don't know what time it is. And I was like, it's light outside. This isn't good. Oh my gosh. It was the worst moment of my life.
So we're just glad to be here and not there.
Yes.
Right. Well, Menace and Woody are at Morning Show Boot Camp right now. And so I have a game coming up mainly for Gina. I think Seabass would know all these answers.
I'll play along
Sammy
silently.
might. You can play along silently.
Okay.
It's 2 truths and a lie about Woody and Menace.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right, welcome back to The Woody Show.
Yeah.
Without Woody, without Menace, they're at Morning Show Boot Camp, as we talked about at length. So we thought this would be a good time to play 2 truths and a lie about Woody and Menace.
Yeah.
And as I had also mentioned, I think Seabass would know the answers to all these. Sammy might as well. I'm not quite sure. But Gina, we're going to go only with you.
I'm excited.
Don't look at my computer screen.
Okay, and
I
I
kind
don't
of see it.
I don't have text up or anything. I can't see anything.
Good.
Yeah.
No cheating then.
No.
We'll start with Menace. So 2 of these are true.
Okay.
You know the game. One of them is a total blatant, disgusting lie.
Okay.
And we're going to start with Menace. Number 1, Menace was once featured on a billboard for a well-known San Francisco chocolate company.
Oh.
Menace was once featured on a billboard for a San Francisco apartment complex.
Ooh.
And Menace was once featured in a parade as a child, and it turned out to be quite traumatic.
So I have to figure out which one the lie is.
Yes, you have to figure out which one of those is a
Okay,
lie.
I know the parade is real because I'm hearing that story. It makes me laugh every time I think about it. What was he on a billboard for chocolate or for an apartment? I want it to be chocolate.
This is before Dubai chocolate. What?
Oh,
Right.
long before, yeah.
Could have been Ghirardelli.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to say he was like in a group shot, like in some sort of courtyard quad, like having a picnic in front of an apartment building. I'm going to say the lie is being on a billboard with the chocolate.
All right, Gina nailed it.
Nice.
Right out of the gate.
Sweet. Okay. I wasn't
So,
sure.
The traumatic parade is when he was a little kid. There was this thing called, I think it was the Sunflower Parade or something like
Small
that.
town parade, whatever. You know, you get together on a Sunday and
Yeah.
walk through town.
And there
Okay.
were like barnyard animals and random people and
Yeah.
whatnot. And Menace is walking down the street in the parade as part of the parade. And he heard somebody in the crowd say, "Hey, look, there's a fat kid." And he was so upset.
I would be so upset.
It
And
ruined
was
his
he?
day.
I could just picture him like in a little cowboy hat, holding a sunflower, and like,
A little
and
neckerchief.
yeah, cowboy boots,
Oh,
and
yeah.
just
Right?
Spurs.
cock of the walk,
Yeah.
just
Holy-
do.
Dressed in whatever his mom gave him to wear.
Hey, look at that fat kid. Oh,
And then he was on a billboard, not in a group, in a quad, all by himself. It was this massive billboard campaign in San Francisco. So it was on public transit. It was on a side of a building.
Really?
And it was for an apartment complex. I can't remember the name of it.
Did you see it yourself?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I took
Okay.
public transit all the time, and I'd
Right.
be like, oh, there's Menace on a bus board or on a bus
my
bench
God.
or on the side of a train. And it was Menace's face, gigantic, blown up, obviously, billboard size.
you got to sell sex sells.
Right.
And right next to him, yeah, it was hot. It made me want to live there. And right next to him was like this painted on, their logo for the apartment complex was a butterfly. So it's Menace and a big butterfly. And it said something, whatever, Jones Road Apartments.
Oh, so that might be why you hate butterflies.
Perhaps.
Oh, geez.
That's starting to make
Perhaps,
sense.
perhaps. But,
Okay.
but never featured on a billboard for a San Francisco chocolate
I
company.
wanted that to be true, but
But
I knew better.
Doesn't matter. You
No.
nailed it.
Yes.
Okay, moving on with 2 truths and a lie regarding Menace.
Okay.
Menace was once arrested for breaking a guy's nose.
Jesus.
Menace was once arrested for breaking and entering.
Mm-hmm.
Or on the social media site MySpace, Menace was on Tom, the founder's top 8 friends list.
That's something that we would never hear the end of, I imagine.
Whatever. you
Like,
guess.
what an honor that would be.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he would even say that. See, breaking and entering, breaking someone's nose, or being one of Tom's top 8 in MySpace.
Because Menace used to be a little bit more hood and street.
Right.
I mean, he was never and never has, never will be a tough guy.
Yeah.
But you gotta represent.
Right.
If someone disses your sneakers or something.
Yeah, fake it till you
Right,
make it.
right.
Right?
Shout out to White
Okay.
Menace.
I'm going to say the lie is he got arrested for breaking and entering.
You pulled it out. Nice. That never
I know
happened.
my buddy Menace.
I was hoping you would conflate that with his other story where he got drunk and went into the wrong apartment.
Oh, right. I did hear that.
And lied down on the couch.
That's just being fun.
Now,
Right, but he didn't get arrested for
shout
it.
out to me because I don't know either of these stories, but I know that if it has anything to do with being something featured on MySpace, it had to be true because you want us to know that.
So that part is real.
It
And
had
of
to be.
course, he wants you to know that he was one of the founder's top 8 friends. He was on the top 8 list until MySpace got sold. And to this day, they now follow each other on Instagram.
How did he pull that off?
Good question.
I don't
He was
wanna-
always an early adopter to all that
that's
stuff.
what I was just thinking. It's like Menace, he heard about Bitcoin way back when.
Labubu's.
The old, yeah, the Labubu. The old, Justin.tv, which eventually became Twitch, which was bought out by Amazon.
Oh, damn.
Knew Tom from MySpace, who
Totally.
sold that to blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So Menace was on the ground floor for all of these things. Any like inkling of a foot in the door would have been millions of dollars.
I like that.
Yeah, he was always adjacent to it. And I remember when Twitter first came out, he showed me Twitter. I said,
yeah.
what do you do with this? Oh, you can talk about what you ate for lunch, or
Cool.
hey, I'm walking across the street, I'm going to Der Wiener Schnitzel. I said, who cares?
Apparently
Who's going to
everybody.
read that? And apparently the world cared. He was arrested for breaking a guy's nose. Apparently, according to Menace, he did get arrested for that, but it was self-defense, and he proved it to the cops because his friends took a video of the fight, and it showed the police that it was
He
self-defense.
was also, that's another thing.
And they
He
let
was
him go.
remember him
on one
saying
of the
that
original
now.
bum fights.
Right, but
What?
That was the video. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
but he was not arrested for breaking and entering.
Shout out to bum fights.
Okay.
One more quick one about Menace, then
Okay.
we'll get to Woody next. So, number 1, Menace was on one season of a Bravo TV show. Menace turned down a chance to go to UCLA.
To like
To,
work at
to
the
college.
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah,
to
not-
go there, to
not-
attend.
To work at the
not
snack
to
bar?
visit, not to go to the, not to go to the,
walk onto the football team.
Okay.
or Menace was repeatedly harassed and even kicked by his mom's llama. 'Cause she lives basically
Yeah, she was
on
on
a
a farm,
ranch, like
right?
on a farm. So
And what was the first one?
Menace was on a season of a Bravo TV
Oh.
show. He turned down a chance to go to UCLA, or he was repeatedly harassed and even kicked by his mom's llama.
I mean, llamas do like, and I think like llama and alpaca are kind of like they spit and they can be kind of feisty.
Oh, yeah.
So if she had one, I can imagine it being not super nice. I don't know what Bravo show he could have possibly been on, but why would he have been invited to UCLA? That's the one that's I'm really stuck on right now.
Special needs scholarship? Jeez.
EOE.
That's not nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But what Bravo show could he have possibly been on?
Have you seen Bravo?
That's for you to figure out.
That's right. I
Yeah.
don't really watch a lot of Bravo. I like.
Well, these days it's
TLC, terrible life
it's all
choices.
glamour and flash. It's all selling Sunset and
Yeah.
Right.
Housewives and
And real estate.
yeah,
Shaw's of Sunset,
rich
yeah.
people.
Right. Although there is no part of me that can think of what UCLA would have wanted him for. No offense.
Yes.
I can't think of. I mean, I know he was really into film. Maybe he got invited on like a special work study program to film school.
Okay.
So what are you going with?
It can't be that. It can't. The lie has to be UCLA.
All right. I thought Gina would have a perfect game. You did not.
Oh,
That is
damn it.
true.
No
And I had
way.
never heard that either. He told me about this. He said, you have to include that. And I thought, is that a lie?
How is
Like,
that
really?
possible? What's the story behind that?
Okay, so as far as the UCLA thing goes, he was awarded a scholarship for film and TV, but says he turned it down because, quote, words. I think he was intimidated to go there.
Right. He's like, oh, that's a real school.
this story
Right.
checks out.
I mean, that's good self-awareness, though. He
It-
knew he would
yeah.
Yeah.
not do
Know
well.
thyself.
And then he said he took the money, though, and went to art school.
Okay,
So he
so
used
that-
scholarship money.
Man, I even gave the explanation and turned away from it. What Bravo show was he on?
I don't remember the name of it, but he says if you Google Menace Bravo TV,
Yeah.
you can find videos of him making out with people.
Yeah.
Well, it was Emily with the Sex with Emily podcast. She was on the same
Oh.
show.
Misadvised.
Misadvised, that's
So,
it.
Sex with Emily is it was a sex podcast before Call Our Daddy people
Right.
way back when, and yeah, I guess they did a Bravo at least one season of that where because Menace was the co-host.
Okay, so he
So
wasn't
he
like
was on it.
he wasn't doing like a talking head like I'm not here to make friends, like not that kind of Bravo show.
No.
Okay.
It's like the early days.
Damn
now, the
it.
lie was that Menace was repeatedly harassed and even kicked by his mom's llama. The lie was that he was repeatedly harassed and kicked by his mom's goat. Bumper. The infamous goat.
Are we okay?
What? I mean, I thought that was a good twist.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a close one, but I see what you're saying.
Okay.
I agree with it.
So it was a lie.
Next time,
There was
can
no
we go
llama.
with farm animal?
No,
I think is the
this-
point.
This is just like DUIQ.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
Amazing.
exactly true.
Gina, sometimes in life you get things wrong, and you have to deal with it.
You're right.
And
This
it was
is,
masterfully written question.
you know what? This is my fault.
All right. All right. Welcome back to The Woody Show,
Hey.
where we are busy playing Two Truths and a Lie because Woody and Menace are both out today. They're off at a radio show convention, morning show boot camp. So with Gina, we've been playing Two Truths and a Lie.
Been doing all right.
Almost had a perfect game
Yeah.
with Menace's fun facts. So we're moving on to Woody, who I would like to point out, by the way, I asked both of them to help me out with this game. Woody just didn't respond. Menace
probably
responded,
in the
gave
air.
me tidbits, gave me
Good.
notes.
Thank you, Menace.
He has
Gave me stories.
I think a very intentionally selective hearing sometimes, and
Yeah.
and email and text response.
Very true. Very true. Although if he texts one of us, we respond immediately.
didn't call me
back.
But he said, "Yeah, I'm just not going to respond."
Oh,
So
okay. So
it
you're on your
was-
own.
It was just vapors from Woody,
Hope
but
you
I
know
got a
your
lot
friend.
of tidbits from Menace. But from what I came up with, just from my own mind, for you to play along
Okay,
with Gina,
thank you.
2 of these are going to be true. 1 is a lie. We're talking about Woody right now.
Okay.
So number 1, Woody was worried that CSI would figure out that he egged a neighbor's car.
Okay.
Woody was well into his late 20s when he first tried weed because he was worried he would get in legal trouble for doing it.
Okay.
Or number 3, Woody was worried that Howard Stern legitimately did not like him.
I think he was a very late, or wait, I was going to say he's very late to the weed game, but then I'm thinking, has he ever smoked weed?
That's a good question. I don't want to say
Yeah.
what my answer to that is.
See, because I think you're now after alpaca goat gate, you might be screwing with me from the last from the
kind
Menace
of a
questions.
technicality thing.
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
like, oh, he didn't smoke it, he
yeah.
ate it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay, but no, I said tried weed. That's
Okay. I think then
all. No matter the
then
method.
that's probably true. What was the first one?
He was worried that CSI would figure out that he egged a neighbor's car.
What is CSI stand? Criminal sex
Crime scene
Crime scene
investigator.
investigators.
criminal sex
Your
igloos.
Mensa card is
Oh,
deteriorating.
here we go. Thank you.
Thanks, board.
problem.
Let's see. I know he did have some sort of relationship with Howard Stern. I know they knew each other. They worked in the same building. I'm trying to show my work here, how I'm getting to this. So I mean, if I worked in the same building as Howard Stern, I too would be afraid that he was mad at me all the time for no reason. But then again, it's Woody, so maybe he had a reason. I don't know. Was he talking crap? I'm going to say that's real, and I'm going to say the weed is real and the CSI is not real. That is a lie.
All right, well, Gina, you bombed that one.
What?
He never had any concern about Howard liking him or not. They just got along, so that was totally true. I mean, I'm sorry, that was a total lie. He was never worried
Right.
if Howard liked him or not.
Got
the
it.
true ones
I
are
see.
that he was well into his 20s
Yeah.
when he tried weed for the first time. He was convinced that he'd be the one guy that literally got arrested.
Well, look,
For-
if we were all sent in handcuffs to an outward bound program,
Yeah.
we'd be worried too.
And then there was this one car at an apartment complex he lived in Chicago where a certain car would constantly block his exit.
Uh-huh.
And he was fed up with it, and he threw eggs at it from his bedroom
I
window.
never heard this.
And then he got so paranoid that the police would take the time to piece the eggs back together and get fingerprints from it. So he cleaned up the eggs.
That is so funny and so not like
so
him.
paranoid.
Yeah.
I know,
That's
right?
like a you me move.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's so
pretty
funny.
much.
I had never heard that.
Time for one more. 2 truths and a lie about
Okay.
Woody. Number 1, once had sex with his wife in the parking garage of an apartment building.
Nice.
Once told his wife he was too full to receive oral sex. Not to give it, to receive it. Or not once, but twice had sex with his wife on their favorite Mexican beach.
Oh.
'Cause they do have that
Yeah.
beach.
And they've gone to the same beach like 1,000 times.
Don't text in because we don't know what it is.
Right.
Well, actually, Greg might.
You can text. I don't have that up.
What, the resort?
Yeah, or any of that. Yeah, I'm not I have no way to know if
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying text. People always. That's the number we get. That's the number one question.
Oh,
we
yeah.
get.
Yeah.
Hey Woody,
Oh,
what's the name
oh.
of the resort you
He's
go
told
to?
it, right?
It's- yeah, it's called-
Secrets Maroma Beach.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
that
good.
one.
I was going to make up like a sandals location.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I do remember, unless I'm having a false memory, that he did have sex in a parking garage. Or wait, was that another person we know that had sex in a car in a parking lot.
Was it Greg at work downstairs?
Or me
Right.
anywhere. In any garage.
Oh, that's a true answer.
Okay, I think for now I'm going to bookmark that. I'm going to stick with that's true.
Okay.
What was the second one?
Once told his wife he was too full to receive oral
That's
sex.
so weird. And that he had sex twice
On
the
their
beach.
favorite beach in Mexico.
Like in public.
Yeah, like on the beach.
The only reason I'm going to say that's a lie is because maybe he would just like not care enough to do that. But I've met his wife many times and I don't see that being on the table. I think he's going to say something obnoxious like I'm too full to receive oral. I think the lie is they had sex on the beach.
Nailed it, Gina.
Yeah.
He's always says that sex on the beach is terrible.
Gross,
Hates it.
outdoor,
Gross, sandy,
doesn't like being
uncomfortable.
outside.
Has
Right.
anyone
it's
had
everywhere.
sex on a beach?
I have not.
Okay, I've had a naked massage on a beach.
Oh.
And that is one of those things, you know, people say like sex in a hot tub. Horrible idea. Same thing with a naked massage on the beach. In Greece, fully naked. This guy was like going around like, hey, yes, I massage. And I was like, yeah, I'm
Ew.
20 and I do everything. So I let him do it. And it literally just like, it's like doing it with sandpaper, just rubbing sand into my back. And it
no
hurts
matter how
so
clean
bad.
you think you can get, it gets everywhere.
It's everywhere. And then I had a super hardcore, almost sex, not quite on the beach, and here,
nice.
you know, like on a beach.
Yeah.
And it was so like the makeout alone from like the wind because the sun had just gone down. It was like drinking cups of like Dixie cups full of sand. So yeah, I just it's I don't see.
You proceeded from there.
Yeah, well, and then we went to his car, and anyway, it
And
ended up
finished.
being my husband.
right.
So yeah,
Wait,
so I guess I'm really good at that.
And we also will never let him live down the fact that he was so full after eating, I think it
What
was,
is wrong with him?
I don't know, maybe that fondue place that he likes.
Yeah.
He was so damn full.
Oh, because it was his
And his-
anniversary and they went to the fondue place every year.
Yeah, and his wife wanted to do stuff to him down south, and he said he was too full to receive.
To
oral.
lay there?
Yeah, to lie there, yeah. So we'll,
Wow, that's very
He
full.
does love fondue.
yeah, fondue before
wow.
hose or whatever the expression is.
Cheese before hose.
Yeah, that's it. Cheese before hose. Well done, Gina.
Thank you.
You're a good
did okay.
detective. You're a
Yeah.
good detective.